Afternoon, fuckers. So much going on. Whoa. Look at the vibration. Look at the frequency. It's sent the moon bananas. Maybe it's going to end up in the Arctic Circle. That would be something, wouldn't it? Oh, hang on, it did. Now, here's the thing, folks. Good afternoon or good evening, early evening. It's ever so windy. So much. I've got a table full of books here. I thought it was going to be a case of opening a couple and they're the answers and off you go. No, it's never like that, is it? This one is going to be a series, I think. I think we should start. I really do think we should start with the solar eclipse of the 12th of August, 2026. Because that was something, wasn't it? It was. Doesn't matter what anybody says. It was quite a thing. Now, we're used to this, aren't we? You know, spinning anti-clockwise. No water comes off of it, mind, but we do spin anti-clockwise. Okay, we're spinning like this. Some of NASA's animations, you'll notice that they like to, for some reason, they spin it this way. But anyway, we go like this. And the moon is going this way as well, but because we're moving faster, we're spinning faster, it has the appearance of going like this. Okay, so it moves backwards. It goes to the west. East to west is what we see. Now, in the US in April 24, I couldn't help but notice. It's always me, isn't it, that notices these things. The moon was going like this, right? This way. But the shadow, we're going like that way, away from it, but the shadow went. Now, alarm bells went off straight away, and I managed to find logic in the sun and the angle of Earth, like this. So what happened was that, see? Whoosh! So where it's turning and whoosh! So it sped up. But that wasn't the case. Fast forward to the 12th of August, 2026, which was just a few days ago. What we have is something so bizarre that I'm surprised that it isn't headline news everywhere. But then again, the mainstream media wouldn't cover a moon shadow starting in northern Russia, the shadow obviously crossing along the very, very, very top of Earth, the North Pole, because the next place to get it was Greenland. So it went zook, Greenland down the East Greenland coast. There's Iceland, and then it went down past the UK and did a left turn across Spain. How does that happen? How does that happen? Our moon has its spot, has its place, doesn't it? Along the equator. Even that is high, isn't it? It should be there, right? It's what it does, isn't it? It goes up and down a little bit, and we have the tilt that goes up and down. Everybody's happy when it's like this. We know what's going on, right? But all of a sudden, we find ourselves with a moon, a moon shadow, that is there. And that goes from there across the North Pole, down the east coast of Greenland, covers Iceland, and then it's still in the North Atlantic, and it finally gets down to warmer climate, Mallorca. Now, I could say it defies logic and common sense, but I'm thinking people should already understand that. What on earth could science come up with to explain this? How? How on earth does the moon shadow end up starting, even if we tilt it as far as we can this way, in Russia, northern Russia? So now I've got the sun, this flashlight here, I've taken it down, and I'm down below right here now. Now, you can see that up there. That yellow one, that's where, now for me to get that shadow up there, I mean, it's next to impossible, because the moon usually orbits along the equator, doesn't it? You know, where the bulge is. Oh no, that's right, there isn't a tidal bulge, is there? Because all of the 4 highest tides are all up north, aren't they? Bay of Fundy, Ungava Bay, the Bristol Channel, and the Cook Inlet in Alaska. So, bulge? No, there cannot be a bulge, can there? If the 4 highest tides on the spinning planet that doesn't spill any water anywhere, funnily enough, why are the 4 highest tides up north? If this is orbiting along there. Why? Why are the highest tides up north? Why is there next to no tidal action? Spin it anti-clockwise. We don't want to do like NASA. We've got the Mediterranean up there, right? That's not that close to the equator. But when we get to places like Bahamas and the Gulf of Mexico, why are these places, there's the equator, why are these places not in touch with this bulge? Why are they not getting much tidal action? Can only go over this stuff so much, you know. There's going to have to come a time when people do face the truth. So again, how did we end up with a moon that is up there and that crossed along the north? If the sun was up here above the North Pole, then it's easy to explain, isn't it? But we know the sun isn't up there, don't we? Because the sun is 150 million kilometers away, isn't it? And we know the moon is 384,000 kilometers away on average. That means the line that the moon and the sun were in as the solar eclipse took place is common sense and defying rubbish. We know this, don't we? We have to know this because there is no explanation for what we just saw happen on the 12th of August. Now, here's another thing. The amount of TV video clips that was shown with the moon coming from different angles and covering the sun from different angles and uncovering the sun from different angles. I personally spoke to somebody in Spain, somebody in the UK, somebody in Sweden, and I'm sure there was look, everybody that saw that eclipse saw the same side of the sun being covered by the moon. Why is it that the TV channels decided to confuse everybody? Why do they do that? Why on earth would so many TV stations show something that wasn't happening? Why? Nobody has any curious about why they were showing the moon and the sun going that way or that way and that way, when it's more than obvious. If the sun, I'll have to move you again, if the sun, right, is behind you now, right, I can't do it the other way because the camera lens, bloody, everybody would see it from the same angle, all of these places, wouldn't they? And that angle would be from there. We're spinning anti-clockwise, so we're moving away from the sun, right? The moon was here, and this is what they were seeing. This is what they were seeing. But they were all seeing it from the same direction. So why on earth were they making out that Spain was seeing it from a different angle than Italy, and Italy was seeing it at a different angle than the UK and why? The thing is, people are having trouble working this stuff out. And the reason for that is because it's coming from so-called reputable sources. it doesn't take much, really, not much more than basic common sense to understand that all of those countries facing west, right, facing that way, all these little pins, if the moon's shadow is coming up from the west, they can see the solar eclipse happening from the west, they are all going to see the sun being uncovered the same direction, aren't they? So it's kind of amazing that those things were allowed. Like what happened to the fact checkers? They fact check people like me for the stupidest things, but they allow, bang, anything, anybody who wanted to post anything, no, not anybody, the people who are allowed to post absurdities to confuse the issue, right? There was Spain, there was 3 or 4 different angle Spain ones, but there was only one true one. This is the thing. People who can't differentiate between one thing and another would have locked on to the first channel they turned on and may have got the total wrong impression of what happened. But that isn't the thing. That isn't the main issue. The main issue is the fact that the moon's shadow started up on the north. Oh, behave yourselves. It started there. And it went like that. Now, how do you explain that? How do you explain that? I'll tell you what. It cannot be explained on the globe model. It can't. How? The North Pole, for crying out loud. And then to boot. And I haven't, still waiting for somebody who can remember. This is what we find online for the dates of previous Iceland solar eclipses. 878, 1077, 1131, 1312, 1330. These are the years. 1954. The other day, 2026. The next one is in the year 2196. 170 years from now. 170 years from now. Huh. See all these books? All of these books. That's not all of the sets, right? In every single one of those books that it mentions the Saros, the first in a series, it's 18 years until the next one in the series, right? Not all of these books have that written down. But what is very clear in this book is that that is a load of rubbish. But the thing is here, we're back to what I'm usually saying. People cannot differentiate between the real stuff here and the digital world, where you Google and search something and find crap like this. But where do people go? Where do people go if they're not sure about that? Books? Which books? Which books? There is a pattern. And it's been going on for quite some time. And that doesn't belong in the pattern. What you saw there on the 12th of August, what I just showed on there, the moon shadow up north, it doesn't happen on a globe. So it's like they keep tripping up on their own lies. Science wants all of the cake. Wants all of the cake, all of the coffee, everything sweet. Everything. Everybody's, the neighbours, your neighbours, my neighbours, and it wants to eat all of it. Right, I will be back.